Hey there, we are taking a look at another G.I. Joe Classified Series action figure. Today it is none other than the man himself, Duke. And he is action figure number 4 in the new G.I. Joe Classified Series line. Now, real quick, I'm just going to point out, please don't mind my packaging. I ordered it off of Amazon, and it really came beat up. And in fact, mine came open. The whole top here, you can't see it because of the way what I just did. But the whole top here was like all busted up and open. So, watch those Amazon packages, y'all. So here is the front of the box. We see him in his blurry glory. Let's focus that up. Got the figure, we got his accessories, and his backpack. That is it. I'm going to flip it around here. We're going to take a quick peek at the art side. Sorry, I can't get it all into my frame there. But we got some really cool art. I'm really digging. I really am liking the art here that we've got for Duke. Roblox was cool in kind of a painted sense, but Duke I think is really cool in I want to see this as a cartoon. I'm pretty sure. So then we've got this side, the back side, which is the famous poster. We've now seen that full-on new G.I. Joe action look. And then we've got the right side here, the last side. It has the nice 04 here for your enjoyment. So this Duke is figure number 4. And it's got these things here. I like to call this the new style file card because these figures don't have a file card. There's no bio that tells you anything about them. But this is probably as close as we're going to get. And I'm going to explain what these are here real quick. The top one is Leader Mark 4, or Leader 4. The next one is Light Weapons number 2. Third one is Skydiving 3. The bottom is Tactics 4. So Leader means he leads teams and commands missions. Light Weapons means he uses small handheld weapons. Skydiving, he can jump from an aircraft. And Tactics means he is an expert in strategy and uses it to outmaneuver opponents. So when you kind of blend all that together, you kind of get a very basic bio of what he's capable of doing. There's no history. There's no where did Duke come from? What is his real name? There's none of that, but at least we get a little bit of information about what he is capable of doing. All right, so I'm not about staring at a box for 20 minutes. Let's get this guy open. I am very, very anxious to get him out. Be right back. All right, we're back and we have him out of the box. We also have this piece out of the box. This is an insert inside his container, his box, and I think it makes a really cool background. So if you're going to put a figure like this up on a shelf, you could pull this out and put it behind him. It has his number, it has his attributes, what I'm calling attributes. It even has up here out of the screen just a little bit his name. It's got a really cool star, so you could put him right there. You could pose him in front of it. I think that would make a really cool background if you're putting them up on a shelf or something. Let's get rid of this for the moment. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. He comes with this really cool blaster rifle looking thing. I call it a blaster because there is a light blue color there, and I just think it's getting ready to shoot blue lasers out of it. And he's got this really cool looking little gold and gray handgun. He's got this optical device. I'd like to call it a binocular, but binocular means 2, and I only see 1 on this side, so it's an optical viewing device of some sort. And he comes with a backpack reminiscent of Duke version 1, the original O-ring Duke. And it's a solid thing. This is a chunk. This is not a flimsy little backpack. This is great. A quick side note, the rifle is just a little bit rubbery, so it's not going to break, I don't think, unless you just really try to tear this apart. Now let's take a look at the figure's articulation. He comes pretty standard with articulation that we're getting used to seeing with the G.I. Joe Classified series. His head will rotate all the way around. He has a hinge on the neck like that, and his neck even has a hinge that allows the neck to move back and forth a little bit. His Arms will go up about that high, and his shoulders will rotate all the way around. He's got this cool bicep rotation on both sides and double pin in the elbows. Yeah. His wrist will rotate all the way around, and there is a hinge on the wrist. Now, they've got different hinges. There is a left and right hinge on the right wrist and an up and down hinge on the left. He's got this ab crunch that divides the G.I. Joe community. Well, actually 6-inch divides the G.I. Joe community. But I haven't minded so far. I don't like the look of it, but I don't mind the articulation either. I do hope they come up with something better in the future. His waist will wiggle around if you can get to it. He can do the splits quite well, and he can do lots of different things. He's got this really neat thing that I really enjoy, this little hinge inside the crotch, hip, waist area that allows his legs to go up and down for really awesome poses. He's got some swivel thighs or thigh swivels, double pin knee joint right there, and his calves will rotate at the boot. It's hidden in the top of the boot, which is really neat. Finally, his ankles will rotate, and they've got a hinge. So that completes the articulation look of this figure. He is quite mobile, quite movable, really poseable. Let's just do some really cool action pose there. I mean, there you go. Do you want to mess with this guy when he's in this pose? So there are 3 things that you can remove off of Duke. You can remove his right thigh holster, gun holster. You can remove the belt, and you can remove the bandolier. The easiest piece is the bandolier to remove. The next one would be the thigh holster. You just kind of pull it down the leg. The belt you can remove, but it's the most difficult. You've got to really squeeze his legs together. Overall, I really do like this Duke action figure. I think he's a solid figure. I think he's really reminiscent of his version 1 counterpart quite well. Snake Eyes is the other one that looks really good. But overall, I'm really pleased with how this looks. Unfortunately, there's a few spots where they've missed an opportunity maybe to do some paint detailing. Like you could paint in the buttons on his shirt and maybe a few little more details on his backpack. But, those are nitpicky things. I think overall, he looks really, really good. And the colors are very similar to his version 1 action figure, the O-ring one. Now, the one thing that divided the G.I. Joe community over these new figures was the addition and the usage of gold apparently everywhere. Well, if you ask me, the gold really does not stand out very well. It's right here on his legs. It's the knee pads and the shin guards. And when you're just looking at him and using him under normal, average light, you don't really notice the gold. With my lights here, you probably notice it more than you would without my lights. So I don't really find that this gold is a bothersome. I can easily take it and just enjoy this figure. He's really cool. He does have a scar over his right eye. That's something a little bit different than most Duke figures. One thing I did notice, one of the things that jumped out at me when I first saw this action figure was his chin. That reminded me a lot of the Sunbow cartoon Duke. I don't think any of the action figures have a chin that looks like that, but that made me think of the Sunbow cartoon, which even though the face looks maybe a little different than you've seen in the past, for some reason that feature jumped out and said, hey, this is Duke. I like this guy. The binoculars, or his optical viewing device that he comes with, will attach to his belt right back here. There is a little peg, there's a little hole, and in it goes. He is designed to carry all of his stuff. We can slide the handgun right there. We can put his backpack right there. And we can put his gun in his left hand, shall we? And there we got an action pose ready to go. Isn't he cool? This is a neat figure. I like this guy. I'm sorry for anyone out there who thinks I'm maybe settling, but I really do. I like this guy. There's a few small little gripes, but he's really pretty neat. I like how he can hold his gun this way. That's really cool. You can get him in some really... Oh, we lost his backpack. The backpack is not a posable friendly backpack, apparently. We'll shun the backpack. I don't know. I'm just trying to do something real fast on the fly. I haven't even planned this out. This wasn't even going to be part of it, but see if I can do something really crafty with his legs and get him to stand. Probably not. Anytime you want something to work on camera, it does it. You always have to pre-plan everything. Okay, don't mind his leg. Forget the fact that his leg is like broken here. I mean, not broken, but anyway. Well, I can't pull off a really fast pose, so we'll just do something like... Golly, I can't even get him to... There. Children do not... Oh, sorry. I mean, adults do not pose this way. You could have some serious injury. But I got him to stand. Yeah, he's just really neat. Let's just look in on him real quick. Let's kind of just zoom in on that face and that gun. And he's kind of out of my light. Let's move my lights a little bit. Sorry, I'm just totally going off my script here. I just want to look at this guy. Let's look at him. There's his backpack. See, you notice the gold a little bit here, but that's because my lights are directly on it. Let's get real close to the cameraman. Actually, I don't even think I can focus that close. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry, I just find this to be a really cool figure. All right, thank you for stopping by and thank you for watching. I will put you out of your misery. We'll stop admiring the Duke Classified action figure series, whatever, G.I. Joe figure. I'll get all the right words out. I can't get him to stand up anymore. I screwed it up. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you found it useful and you want to be notified of future videos, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. We will be reviewing and talking about all the new classified series figures as they come out, and when I'm able to, I will talk and do review our I can't even say the word, the reaction videos for newly revealed figures. So stick around. It's going to be a fun and exciting ride. I hope you find that to be a fun and exciting ride too. We will see you in the next video.